No one knows better than our veterans and those honored dead who lie in Arlington National Cemetery and around the country in local graveyards with American flags on their graves, that what Rebecca Parker says is true. And this is her quote: "The rich earth of the country we ask God to bless is soaked with blood. The United States of America has employed violence across the globe in devastatingly irresponsible ways, even as it has also been a heroic and liberating force. The Americans who wear our uniforms and who have fought and died under the aegis of the Stars and Stripes know this reality. And they've struggled with this reality, and in some cases have repressed it at great mental cost and psychological cost to themselves. However they have coped with this reality, what they have done and seen under the command of higher officers, they have taken America's contradictions and hypocrisies into their bodies and souls and memories. And so none of us can be an engaged citizen and not stand in solidarity always with those who have been willing to, or in former times were drafted into this hard inner struggle. It is not supporting the troops to simplify and romanticize what they have done and what they are still asked to do. I had a very strange experience yesterday afternoon at a gun club in Hudson, Massachusetts. This is not generally where you're going to find a Unitarian Universalist minister on a Saturday afternoon. There's a video clip of me that I watched this morning, and I'm standing at the range with a .38 revolver, and I'm concentrating hard and shooting. And you can hear a group of people cheering me on. Woo! Yeah! Girl! To be honest, I didn't know they were whooping it up at the time because I was concentrating too hard on my target, and also I had earplugs stuffed way down in there. But I watched the clip this morning and I thought, that is so weird. What a strange thing to cheer. Congratulations. If needed, you could kill someone. We were a group of actors at the target range. We were being trained in firearm handling and safety in preparation for the show Assassins, which opens in a couple of weeks at Arts After Hours in Lynn. It's a musical by Stephen Sondheim. Assassins brings together all the men and women who have tried to assassinate an American president throughout our nation's history. A strange club to belong to. They are John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Abraham Lincoln, Charles Guiteau, who assassinated James Garfield, Leon Czolgosz, William McKinley, John Hinckley, who attempted to assassinate Ronald Reagan, Lynette Squeaky Fromm of the Manson family, and Sarah Jane Moore, both of whom attempted but did not succeed in assassinating President Gerald Ford. And they made their attempts within weeks of each other in 1975. Sam Bick, who was the man who planned to fly a plane into the White House to kill Richard Nixon. He used to go protesting around in the streets wearing a Santa Claus outfit. He actually did end up killing someone, a security officer. Giuseppe Zangara, I'm not going in chronological order. FDR made an attempt. And of course, Lee Harvey Oswald, who killed JFK. These people, in some cases, had what you might have, agree with me, are some legitimate grievances against the presidents. Some of them, it's possible to have like a little bit of understanding and passion for them. Some of them are just deranged. Some of them really wanted attention. Sarah Jane Moore, who I play, says, "I did it because I wanted my friends to know where I was coming from." I wanted to know where I wanted to know where I was coming from. To have some place to come from and some place to go. She thought she was going to start a revolution. My castmates and our director and stage manager were also there, are cheering me on in that clip, partly because we've been spending time as these characters who've interpreted the American dream as being something that should benefit them personally. What about my prize? I want my prize, they sing in an ensemble number called Another National Anthem. And the whole show, in fact, is imagined, the concept is sort of that they're at an amusement park kind of thing. It's all kind of a big game. And in this song, Another National Anthem, all of the assassins complain about being lied to and left out by America. We're the other national anthem, folks, the ones that can't get in to the ballpark. Spread the word. There's another national anthem, folks, for those who never win, for the suckers, for the pikers, for the ones who might have been. What all of these malcontents have hit on as a way to make their mark in America is to kill a president. They have all gravitated toward violence, and specifically gun violence, as their way to make their statement and to get their due. Again, they do it in some cases because of vengeance, fame, attention, trying to get the attention of Jodie Foster, a movie star. It feels very weird to have all of these people from across the centuries in one space interacting with each other, and it's a very funny show in a sick way. But occasionally at rehearsal, it will occur to me that if we invited all of the perpetrators of gun violence just in this past year, just in the past year or two in America, who thought their murders would also make a big, successful statement about what America should be or what America owes them, the room would be full. The lobby would be full. And it wouldn't be at all funny or entertaining. There's another national anthem, and I think it just began in the ballpark. Listen hard. Like the other national anthem says to each and every fan, if you can't do what you want to, then you do the things you can. It has been terrifying to watch so many Americans who can no longer do the things they want to, like hold on to unearned power and privilege because of their gender or their race, maintain racial segregation, control women's bodies, terrorize people of color. It's been terrifying to watch them consider that the thing that they can do is kill someone, and to have others cheer them on from the sidelines as heroes and freedom fighters. As long as America exists in so many imaginations as admirable because of our big, mighty military force with the best weapons and the best blow-ups, we will continue to suffer these kinds of consequences by those who are singing that other national anthem. Yesterday at the firing range, I watched as one after another sweet, creative, talented, and I think all very progressive politically person got up, shot a gun, and came away amped up and saying, "This is cool." I didn't want to be the party pooper. Okay, I was anyway, because I walked off the range when the semi-automatic weapons came out. But I wanted to ask you guys, can we just stop and think about what's cool about this? Why is it cool to be able to hold and use a deadly weapon? Why is that cool? Because I think if we can think through that and think through and feel honestly through why we find it fun and entertaining and cool to shoot guns and even to even watch movies and play games that turn us on and get us all revved up through the spectacle of bullets and bombs blowing holes through human bodies, we might start to question whether that's a good thing for our hearts and minds and our kids' hearts and minds and nervous systems to be activated that way, to have their lizard brain fed in quite that way. So I just want us to think about that. If you have not given serious thought to that, please do. Ask someone who's had to shoot a gun professionally who didn't want to, who was at war and who saw the things they saw, how cool it is. If they'll speak about it at all, I guarantee you they will not tell you that it was cool. In honor of those who lay quietly under the soil with flags over their bones, or whose dust mingles with the land in North Russia or Korea or Vietnam, Normandy, Afghanistan, many other places, I hope that we will very intentionally attempt together and individually to construct a narrative and to promote a narrative of America's potential and America's goodness and maybe even greatness that includes other things than military force and violence and availability to firearms whenever we want them. A few days ago, I received a lovely letter from a World War II veteran who offered to me and to all of us an alternative vision of national greatness that is wholly unrelated to violence, the violence that he saw as a World War II infantryman. A vision that he and his comrades in arms sang to themselves while in battle to remind them of who they were, even in the trenches. And I'm going to read you this letter. He says, "Dear Reverend Vicky, I am a member of the Unitarian Universalist congregation in Grand Junction, Colorado. I am also a World War II infantry veteran. Recently, I was looking for a rendition of the hymn, I Would Be True, for reasons you can see on one of the enclosed cards. And I found the beautiful rendition of this hymn by your choir. You found it on YouTube and on our website. Thank you, Steve, for that. Makes it possible. One of the reasons I'm writing is to thank them for singing that. The other reason has to do with a good friend and comrade who didn't come home. His name was Chester Merrill. He died in a river crossing at Heilbronn, Germany, and is buried in the American Cemetery at Nancy, France. He's from Newton, Massachusetts. So Phil Ellsworth, his name is speaking this morning at his UU congregation and sharing some of his memories in a poem he wrote, and he'll be remembering Chester and some others who were there in the rain, he says, singing I Would Be True. And this is what he sent me in a little card. November 9th, 1944, my 19th birthday. We stand in the rain in the woods, in the Vosges Mountains, in Lorraine, and sing several hymns before going into combat. Among them, I Would Be True, and I Need Thee Every Hour. Before we can disperse, shells begin exploding in the trees above us. Johnny Chilemi is our first fatality. After dark, I am sent to the company command post on some errand. I poke a twig in my eye and make my way almost blindly. I would be true, for there are those who trust me. I would be pure, for there are those who care. I would be strong, for there is much to suffer. I would be brave, for there is much to dare. I would be brave, for there is much to dare. That's the way I remember it in the rain, in the woods, in Lorraine, on my 19th birthday. Mr. Ellsworth found our church through an online search for a song that reminded him of who he was and whose he was in a time of peril, when his identity as an American and a human being could have so easily become interwoven with violence and military triumphalism. He reached out to me and therefore to all of us to share his story of physical survival and moral survival, and of heart resistance, as he encourages us to join him in yet another kind of national anthem. And so I invite you, friends, to rise and to sing together, "I Would Be True." And the words are in your order of service.